Yeah, she asked me, really, do you love me? I said, yeah.
Rambling and saying pretty much. Hi guys, welcome to Watching Hollywood, and today we're going to be talking about episode number 5. This one was a goodie. Episode 5. It definitely left you in a suspense, in suspense, I guess you could say. But it was good. It was good. Okay. So we left off with Noah and Emma looking at Alex's painting in Alex's room in the hotel and seeing an image of themselves in the painting. And obviously they were shocked because they've never met Alex before. This is 15 years later. And they're like, what the fuck? Why are we in that painting? So that's how it ended. So this episode starts with Alex, of course, running through the jungle, forest, whatever the hell they want to call it. Running through it, recording himself as he's running through it, rambling about Velvet and Sam. Well, he's just been rambling and saying pretty much what was going on, what he ended up doing with them or whatever, right? Nothing bad, but basically saying that he was with them just a few minutes ago. And he's leaving this message for Balthasar, because as you remember in the previous recordings that I did, he would just leave voice messages on Balthasar's answering machine because his memory was going. So he would leave voice messages about his dreams. So this is what he was doing. So now we see him doing that, running through the, I'm gonna say jungle. Then now cut to the present time. And this episode is a lot of back and forth, present, past. I feel like it was more than the other episodes. So now we cut to, with Balthasar, Noah and Emma in Balthasar's, well, it's not his room, but it's just like some daycare room at another hotel. He explains it. So basically, they're now, Balthasar is like questioning them. They've become, I guess, friends at this point, and questioning them about Sam and Velvet. So, and as we can see in this episode, Balthasar has been doing a long time investigation, because remember the past recordings, he's always wanted to be an investigator. I believe it was the last episode 4 or episode 3. He always wanted to be an investigator. So he literally took that literal. And so he's just like, when you go to his room, or this room in particular, literally looks like the way Alex's room looks, with pictures of how Sam and Velvet would look now, different little evidence and notes and stuff. I guess just like a traditional investigator, how the room would look if they're trying to figure out a case. So in the scene, he's like grilling Noah and Emma, asking them, especially Emma, what did she see when she fell? Did she see any other evidence? And Emma's like, no, the phone. And he gets upset at Emma, like, why didn't you look throughout the forest or whatever, the jungle? And Emma's looking at him like, guys, I just bust my ass. I just saw the phone. That wasn't my intention. Like Balthasar was like looking at her, you need to be an investigator like me. And she's looking at him like, no, boo. I literally just bust my ass. So they're discussing, trying to figure out, what could have happened. And he's asking them all these grilling, like almost like spiritual questions. How did you feel? Why? What is the why? And the meaning why, like she was there in the sense of why did she just find the phone? And Emma and Noah are looking at him like, what is this dude doing? Right? But anyway, and who else is in this room with them is, I'm gonna call her Balthasar Boo, because I can't seem to remember her name for the life of me. But basically, she's one of the hotel workers who I think, is, Balthasar's Boo. So she's sitting there too and kind of just like listening to what's going on and, you know, throwing in her 2 cents here and there. So now we cut back to Alex now. So Alex is, like I said, in the room. Now he's back in the room because before he's running in the jungle. So now he's back in his room and he wakes up from a hallucination, you know? It seems like every time like his ear starts ringing or his whole, you know, disease situation, whatever, catches him, it's almost like he can see the future, right? So he wakes up from like this, you know, little coma situation and he finds himself in his room, naked, sitting on a chair. He sees Sam's pants on the floor. First he thinks it's his pants, but he's kind of looking at it like it's weird. He goes to the pants and TMI, he starts smelling the pants. Like all up in the crotch. And I was like, ew? Why? Come to find out in the future, he throws in a little joke. Because something about Sam said that was my pants, I was trying to get my pants or something like that. And so I was like, yeah, I noticed your pants, I could smell the pre-cum. Ew, like who wants to hear that? Even Sam was like, ew, pre-cum? Wow, sir. So he smells his pants and then I guess Alex gets up and he wants to get dressed and he goes into the closet and obviously Sam and Velvet are in the closet. And he opens it wide open. And he looks, and he just grabs like a shirt. And Sam and Velvet are looking at him. And it seems like he doesn't see them. But, I don't know, it's weird. Or he sees them, but he just acts like he doesn't see them. He closes the closet back. Then he goes and gets dressed. So Sam and Velvet are like, dude, let's try to get the fuck out of here. Right? So they like bust out the closet, they run, Sam grabs his pants. I think Velvet like grabs her bag and they're just trying to get out and the front door is locked. Yeah, Alex locked the door. And of course he's like, where are you guys going? And they're just like, we're trying to get out. So basically Alex holds them hostage, okay? And he's just like, why are you guys here? You guys are trying to steal from me. Everybody's stealing from me. And he's interrogating them, asking them about the hotel. Do they like their stay? Do they like their food? All types of dumb questions. And they're sitting there like, how are we gonna get out of here? Like, we need to get out of here. Alex starts painting in his, you know, continuing his mural. Now he's painting them in the mural. And they're just like, I wanna get out of here. How are we gonna get out of here? They're trying to figure out. Velvet tells Sam, here, there's a sword over there, take it. And Sam's like, all right, what am I gonna do with the sword? I'm like, I have no pants on. Like, what are we doing? Right? So Alex comes and joins them and still interrogating them. And he tells Velvet, like, what's in the bag? What's in the bag? And Velvet's like, nothing for you. And he's like, what's in the bag? You're stealing from me. And Velvet's like, there's nothing in here for you, sir. So he grabs her bag, shakes it, everything comes out. He sees the book. The book that Velvet's mom gave her. And you know, she's been trucking around with this book, right? And the book is called like La Delusion del Tiempo. I gotta look it up, not sure what it is, right? So he looks in the book. Alex starts reading the book and he's fucking freaking out. He was like, this book is about me. Where'd you get this book? Where'd you get this book? It's like, my mom gave me the book. What are you talking about? He was like, where'd you get this book? Like, he's getting angry. This book is about me. And he starts reading like certain passages and everything. He's like, see, this is about me. And they're looking at him like he's crazy. And he's like, you know what? He closes the book and he's just like, I'm gonna find, no, I'm sorry. He asks Velvet, like, what are you doing with the book? Where are you going? And she's just like, I'm just trying to, like, we're gonna go to the author. I'm trying to look for the author. And Alex is like, nah, I'm going, pretty much. So he gets dressed, whatever, he takes the book, whatever, and the stuff. And he was like, I'm gonna go find this author. You guys can roll. If not, you snooze, you lose. And he slides down a pole, okay? Slides down a pole from his hotel room that leads to, I guess, the bottom of the hotel, which was hilarious. And then Sam and Velvet are just looking at each other like, do we go? Do we say, like, what do we do? But anyway, they end up going with him. So now cut to Baltasar and the crew. So they decide, okay, the next day, well, really, Emma suggested it was like, why don't we just go back to the site, you know, where the accident happened. So they all agreed, so now it's the next day. They go to the site, they're looking around, you know, trying to figure out, you know, where things were, you know, basically retracking their steps. So they split up. Balthazar suggested, like, you know, Noah go with Balthazar Boo and stuff, and then Balthazar was there, Emma. At first, Emma was like, no, why? Like, she wasn't really down for it, but Noah's like, no, it's cool. We'll split and we'll go, right? So Balthazar is with Emma. They're in the scene. He has her laying on the ground, and everything's starting to get all a little spiritual and shit, you know? I guess that's like the mystique of this thriller, comedy, whatever, because we still don't know who the hell killed, kidnapped. We don't even know these people. We don't know what's going on with Sam and Velvet, right? So Balthazar is like talking to Emma while she's laying on the floor, telling her to lay, and like basically trying to make her remember things from the past, and, you know, talking to her. And then she starts like remembering, because the thing is, Balthazar said it seems like the common denominator is lost. Emma losing her baby. We come to find out that she, you know, had well, I won't say miscarriage, but she did have the baby, and the baby lasted an hour, unfortunately, and died, which was a baby girl. Obviously, we know Velvet mother died. And then it seems like Alex lost, you know, his family and stuff, and the loss of his memory. So Balthazar kept saying this, you know, you guys have lost in common, right? And then also Balthazar was so curious, like, how the hell you guys ended up in his picture 15 years later? It doesn't make sense, right? But anyway, so she's laying on the ground, and he's just like making her remember these things, and she's getting all emotional because, you know, basically Balthazar's been saying, like, you're solid, you don't show no emotions or anything, right? So she's just like laying in the ground and stuff, and he's really trying to get things out of her. And then now you cut to seeing Noah and Emma, you know, like walking, and Noah's, you know, opening up. Not Noah and Emma, Noah and Balthazar Boo. Noah's opening up, and he's, you know, telling Balthazar Boo, you know, about the whole miscarriage situation and how he felt about it, blah, 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 blah. So they're walking into that, right? So now cut to, back to Alex and the crew. So they're driving, trying, you know, to the destination, I guess to the author, and then Alex sees like little food market, you know, drives there, is like, you know, he wants some fruit or food or whatever. So they go there. So they go there, then Alex almost kills them trying to get into the market. They all get out. So like Sam and Velvet are sitting there trying to figure out, like, still, what do we do? What do we do? And then and of course, Sam, you know, starts apologizing to Velvet, like, sorry about your mom, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're going a little mushy, intimate shit. And then you see Alex, like, looking at, like, the book or a map, and he's just, like, trying to figure shit out. And then he gets another, like, little epiphany. And then he goes up to Sam and Velvet, and he was like, guys, where I'm gonna go, you can't go. You gotta stay here. Don't go to Basai. I think that's the name of the place. There's somebody saying, do not go to Basai. And they're like, what? What do you mean? No, we're together. We gotta go with you. And it was like, you stay here. Alex hops in his car and leaves them. And so Velvet and Sam are sitting there like,
so he just gonna leave us? Like, we're stuck here. And he has my book.
and Sam is like,
I just wanted my skateboard. That's all I wanted. I don't know how the fuck I got into this. I just wanted my skateboard. And now we're in a fucking market. We don't have our phones. And Alex is gone.
so that ends that. And then Alex, as you see, is driving to wherever he wants to go, which is the jungle. So Alex is like walking walking through the jungle. So now this is kind of like the beginning of the scene, the first part of the episode when he's, recording himself walking through. And he's just like recording himself, whatever, walking through the jungle. And then he has both phones. He has his phone and he has Sam's phone. So he strategically places his phone against one tree. And then he strategically places Sam's phone like under the leaves and stuff. And as he's doing that, he hears the accident. So it's almost like a time traveling situation. I don't know, because his ear starts doing the thing again, and then he hears Emma's accident about to happen. So as he hears that accident, he runs, and then you hear Emma, boom, falls down, right? And she lands by the phone, right? Future, first episode, right? But then also, as that's going, just rewind a bit, Noah and Baltasar Boo, decide to go back. They were like walking away, and decide to go back because it seemed like Noah was confused. Like he was talking, but he was like distracted and confused. So him and Baltasar Boo decide, hey, let's just go back and meet up with Emma and Baltasar. So they turn and go back, and then Noah in the distance sees Emma obviously lying on the floor with Baltasar, because that's what I said they were doing. He's trying to talk to her, try to figure out, retracting steps, whatever. So he sees that scene and he's like, what the hell? Oh my God. So he starts running towards them and he trips, rolls down the hill, and he ends up right at the bottom of the hill, hits his head, and as he opens up his eyes, what does he see? Alex's phone that was by the tree that Alex placed. So he looks at it, and it's like, dun 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 dun. And that's how it ended. So it's just like, it's so weird because it's like I said, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like, oh, so I forgot this part of the scene. When Alex was in the room with Sam and Velvet, he would, he was looking through the book and he saw Passage, and he remembers he put a little note on top of, on the bottom of his ceiling, like fan chandelier, right? Passage, and he knew it meant something. And Passage, we come to find out, means a room outside of time. That's what it means. So, he's figuring out he needs to go there, he needs to go there, he needs to go there. So now we find out what Passage means. So, in conclusion, as I was saying, that's how it ends. It ends with Noah finding the second phone. And this was good. Like, because now it just leaves you in the space of, like, is it a spiritual thing, a magical thing? Like, is it, apparently Alex, like I said, every time he touches his ear, because it's like ringing or annoying him, he can see the future. He sees what he's gonna do. It's all this thing. It shows like this cave. We don't know nothing about the cave yet, and the meteor that's coming towards him. We don't know nothing about that yet, because that meteor was like in episode 2, I think, or 3, with a meteor coming towards Alex on the beach. A whole other story. Hopefully, the next episode explains it. But yeah, I just like, it just makes you feel like, basically, what the fuck is going on, because it's showing that now it's starting to show that the time are starting to cross or connect in a sense, right? Alex and Sam, like, they're starting to cross each other's path, and it's just like so interesting to see. So this episode, I definitely say it's a go, it's a go, it's a go, it's a go. This episode was good. And I'm still gonna continue watching it. And I recommend you guys need to watch The Resort. It's pretty good. It's really, really good. All right, check it out on Peacock. The Resort. It is still a go. Oh, also guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Write a little comment. Hey Farrah, I like it. This is totally cool. Hey Farrah, maybe you should add this. Dude, I'm open for it. Like and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you always know when I post a new video.